Keshava Prishtaya Bhutale Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Vamaniti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Acharya Simharupine Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshaviti Namine Atimartya Charichaya Swashitanam Chapaline Jivaduke Siddharthaya Srinam Premadayine Gaurashaya Vigrahaya Krishna Kaimaka Charine Rupanuga Pravaraya Vinodeti Swarupine Prabhupadantarangaya Sarva Sarguna Saline Mayavada Tamognaya Vedantartha Vade Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varsabhanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vigyan Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Mortaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruda Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gorakishoraya Shakshat Vairagya Mortaye Vipralamba Rasambode Padamba Jayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vidodaya Sachit Ananda Namine Gora Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gora Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhoma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha namo mahavidanyaya krishna prema pradayate krishnaya krishna chaitanya namne gaura tvishe namaha Hey Krishna karuna sindhu dinabandhu jagatpate gopesha gopika kanta radha kanta namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatam Surator Pangor Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvasya Padambojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Radnagara Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshalabi Sevya Mano Smarami Sriman Rasa Rasarambe Vamsi Bhatta Tatastitaha Karshan Venu Swaner Gopir Gopinata Shristunaha Vrindaya Tulsi Devyai Priyaye Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavityai Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Guru? Yeah. I can sing. 28. Shri Guru Charanana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Vando Moi Sabadana Mate Jahara Prasade Bhai E Baba Tariya Jai Krishna Prapti Hoya Jahate Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Akya Anakari ho mane asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Te prasade pore sarva asa prasade pore sarva asa Chakshudana dila jai janme janme prabhu se Dana dila jai janme janme prabhu Chakshudana dila jai janme janme prabhu se Divya Gyan Hide Prakasito Divya Gyan Hide Prakasito Divya Gyan Hide Prakasito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Banasa Jate Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Banasa Jate Vedehya Jahara Charita Vedega Jahara Charita Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Lokanath Lokera Jivana Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Parachaya Ha ha Prabhu Koro Doya Deha More Parachaya Tua Padelo Yena Sarana Ebe Jas Jusuk Tribhuvana Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva
11:30 exactly.
Huh?
11:30 exactly.
Okay, so we have to start from the end in mind. So when are we starting the lectures? At 11:45? She's speaking, I'm speaking?
Okay.
Lunch is 1:30.
Huh?
Lunch is 1:30.
Right, so, you know,
Yeah.
let's do kirtan for another 15 minutes, the bhajan for another 15 minutes, and then we'll take, wait till Didi comes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is Gore next or?
Vaishnavas or she's. Yeah. Do you want to jump too to? Okay.
So you have a
We
nice
can sing
day.
for Vaishnavas.
Are you okay here?
There's one that has everything.
Yeah.
One song that has everything.
Vishaya. Hello? It's like barely on. Vishaya Vasana Rupa Chitera Vikara Amara Hridoye Bhoga Karyani Bara. Kato jai jatanami korilama hoya nagelo vikara budhi sheshe prana jaya. Nagelo vikara budhi e ghora vikara more korilo astira shanti na pailo sthana antaradhira. Shri Rupa Goswami More Kripa Bitariya Udari Bekabe Yukta Vairagya Arpiya. Kabe sanatana more chadaye vishaya nityanande samarpibe hoya sadaya. Shri Jiva Goswami Kabe Siddhanta Salile Nibhai Betar Khana Chita Jahe Jwale. Jiva Goswami Kabe Siddhanta Salile Nibhai Betar Kanala. Shri Chaitanya Nama Sune Udibe Pulaka Radha Krishna Amrita Pane Hoibo Ashoka. Kangalera Sukhangala Turjana e jana Vaishnava Charana Shraya Jachaya Kinchana. Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur. Prabhu hai, Prabhu hai, Prabhu hai, Prabhu hai.
Prabhu, hey. What did you just do? You did Mahaprabhu?
We did Vaishnava.
You did Vaishnava, all right. We're trying to do short.
Okay, short. So
Listen to me.
Martin say
Hello, everybody. We're not able to do the full, all the songs. So you should have done already Mahaprabhu, but you did Vaishnava. Okay, now let's do Mahaprabhu. Then we'll do Radha Krishna, and then we'll move on.
86. Goranga bolite habe pulaka sharira hari hari bolite na yane babeni. Goranga bolite habe Pulaka Sharira Hari Hari Bolite Na Arkabe Nita Chande Karuna Hoibe Sangsara Vasana Mora Kabe tu chahabe Arakabe nita chande Nahaibe Saravasana mora Kabe tu chahabe Vishaya chadiya kabe Shudaha Bemana Abehama Herabo Shivrindavan Isaya Sadiya Kare Shudaha Bemana Abehama Herabo Shivrindavan Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akuti Kabe hama buja bose Jugala piriti Ragunata pare Oibe akuti Hama buja bose Jugala piriti Rupara gunata pade Rahumora asha Pratana karoye sada Narotamada Ragunata pade Rahumora asha Pratana Goranga bolite have Pulaka sharira Hari hari bolite na Yane babeni Goranga bolite have Pulaka sharira Hari hari bolite Nitai Gaur Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo
Jai Radha Madhava.
Jaya Radha Madhava,
Yeah, for Radha and Krishna.
for Radha and Krishna. I should sing that.
Well, you like to sing it every time I do this.
Ooh, take it easy, take it easy. Hare Krishna, Mataji, kaise ho? Oh, it's okay. How are you, young man? Thank you for coming. Hmm. 158? What's on 158? Jaya Radha Madhav. Okay. Some people don't know it. Oh, okay. I remember when Srila Prabhupada first started singing that, we all got so excited. You know, but that time, we just did Hare Krishna mantra and Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and then we had Samsaradava, and, you know. So then he introduced us Jaya Radha Madhava, and everyone was jumping up and down, singing. One time, when we were singing at the end of the songs, we were going Jaya Prabhupada, and Prabhupada was banging on the thing, and Prabhupada. And then we switched to Gurudev. And at that time, there was no Gurudev, you know, but we were saying Gurudev to him. And then he put the gong down. Because when we were singing Prabhupada, he was singing to his guru. And so when we started singing Gurudev, we were worshiping him, and he felt, like too humble. He didn't want to receive worship like that, so he just put the gong down, put his head down. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Balaba Giribadadhari. Gopi Jana Balaba Giribadadhari. Jasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Jasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Balaba Giribadadhari. Gopi Jana Balaba Giribadadhari. Jasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. 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 Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Right. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. Now what time is it?
54.
Yeah, so we can start now. Didi is not here, so I'll start speaking. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chaksu and Militanyena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitanyena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamaya Dadanti Swapadanti Kam Tavayvasmi Najivami Tavajiva Iti Vignaya Devi Tam Tamaham Jaranantikam. I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Shiksha and Diksha Guru, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Asatara Satasi Simad, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Shiksha and Sannyas Guru, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Asatara Satasi Simad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Shiksha Gurus, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupada Satara Satasi Simad, Srila Gaur Govinda Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj. I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of the Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, and Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And I offer my humble obeisances unto the feet of all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are present here today, headed by Guru Devi Srimati Shamarani Didi. Hare Krishna. So, somebody asked me a question yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. Is it okay? Everything is all right? The video is okay? So, he's okay? Okay, thank you. So, yesterday, when we spoke Sarva Dharmam Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Braja, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshiyashyami Ma Suchaha. So Srila Narayan Maharaj says, when Krishna says, surrender unto me, in that verse, he's saying to surrender to Shama Sundar. And the reason he's saying that is, was pointed out yesterday by Narasimha Das, that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying it in his commentary. But some years ago, when Srila Narayan Maharaj spoke that in a lecture, it appeared in a book, I think it was called Pinnacle of Devotion. And so a Gaudiya sannyasi from another Gaudiya Mutt asked me a question. I was a new sannyasi at the time. I had just taken sannyas. He said, why Narayan Maharaj is saying that surrender to Shyamasundar? He said, who's on the battlefield? Isn't it Dwarkadish Krishna on the battlefield? Like this he was asking. I didn't know how to answer because I hadn't read Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary yet. And I didn't understand how to respond to that question. So then I went to see Srila Narayan Maharaj in India, and I asked him, what is the situation? So he turned to Madhav Maharaj. He said, Bolo? Means, that, okay, you know this, you explain it to him. So he told me that in the spiritual world, Dwarkadish Krishna is in Dwarka, Mathurash Krishna is in Mathura, and Brajendranandan Sham is always in Vrindavan. He said here in the material world, when they do Bom Lila, then at that time, when Krishna, Mathuresh, and Dwarkadish combined manifest from the womb of Devaki, from the mind of Devaki. They just manifest, not come out of the womb, but manifest. So then she says that you please come as a baby because we asked you to become our baby. Then he takes the baby form. So now, there are different interpretations of what happens at this point, okay? Some say it is a fact that when he manifests, when Mathuresh, Dwarkadish manifests in Mathura, simultaneously it is a fact that Brajendra Nandan Sham comes from the womb of Mother Yasoda in Vrindavan. That's a fact. There is no disputing that. But there are three different conceptions of what happens after that. One conception is that when Mathuresh Dwarkadish becomes baby Krishna there in Mathura, that there's some mystic tunnel and baby Krishna from Vrindavan comes through that mystic tunnel and he joins with Mathuresh and Dwarkadish. Another commentator says no. When they bring baby Krishna across the Yamuna and that wave comes and grabs baby Krishna and then brings baby Krishna back. So at that time the switch is made and Brajendra Nandan Sham enters into Mathuresh Dwarkadish. Then another version is that she has twins. That's a fact. She has twins. A boy and a girl. Yogamaya and Krishna. And when Vasudev brings Mathuresh Dwarkadish baby into the bedroom to lay on the bed, he cannot see Sham Sundar. He cannot see Brajendra Nandan Sham because that is not his rasa. He lays Mathuresh Dwarkadish on the bed and he enters into the form of Brajendra Nandan Sham. And then he picks up Yogamaya and takes her back. So there's three different versions of how this transition takes place. Why is it important to understand that Mathuresh and Dwarkadish are within Brajendra Nandan Sham? Why is it important to understand that? Because Krishna is a lover. In the spiritual world, the cowherd boys and the gopis and everyone, they only think that Jai. You come and sit. Sit here. This is your seat. Okay. Srimati Shamarani Didi ki jai. My Dandavat pranams to you.
Mine to you, Maharaj, a million times over. Everyone was praising your Bhagavad Gita class.
Okay.
And I also heard the Sridhar Maharaj commentary and your commentaries, and his commentaries and my room.
Oh, you heard. Okay. Was okay?
That is.
So, I bought these roses for the deities, and you make the garland for me. Why?
Somebody has to get the prasad.
Oh, look who's here, my friend. Hare Krishna. I know her since she's very small, up in Lake Huntington. 55th Street, yeah. All the way back. Hare Krishna. You're okay? Thank you for coming. So, Prabhupada used to say, so in the spiritual world, the gopas, the gopis, everyone, they think demons are coming, but no demons come. Just the fear is there that the demons are coming. But in Goloka, there's no demons. Not allowed. Okay? But in Bom Leela, the Leela intensifies, and the demons actually come. And they have to be killed. But Brajendranandan Shyamsundar is a lover. He is not a killer. So Prabhupada used to say, Vishnu within Krishna kills the demons in Vrindavan. So this is Mathuresh and Dwarkadish. Mathuresh and Dwarkadish are killing the demons in Vrindavan, not Shyamasundar. Shyamasundar doesn't do that. So this is why they have to be together. Understand? So, Madhav Maharaj was explaining, they are together, and while they're here in Bom Leela, they are together in Vrindavan, they are together also in Mathura and Dwarka. How? We hear the story where Rohini is asked by Rukmini, that Rukmini says to Rohini in Dwarka, in the night, Krishna is in bed with me and he is calling Nanda Baba, Yasoda Ma, Nanda Baba, Yasoda Ma while he is sleeping. Who is Yasoda Ma? Who is Nanda Baba? Isn't Vasudeva and Devaki his mother and father? Why he is calling Nanda Baba and Yasoda Ma? Who are they? She is asking to Rohini. Then Rukmini says, also, he cries out in the night, Radhe, 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 oh Radha, oh my Radha, where is Radha? Who is Radha? There is no queen of Dwarka that is called Radha. Who is Radha? Why he is calling Radha, oh my lover Radha, where are you? So Rukmini asked these questions to Rohini. So this is evidence that in Dwarka, Shyam is present. Because Dwarkadish will never call out Nanda Baba and Yasoda Ma. Only Shyam will call them out. Now there are two different conceptions. That when a Krura comes and takes Krishna and Balaram, okay, to Mathura, and he stops at that lake. And then at that point, it is said that Brajendranandan Shyam stays there in Vrindavan. It's true, he stays there in Vrindavan. But simultaneously he goes to Dwarka because otherwise he can't be calling out Radha's name. So it is this is part of a Chinta Bheda Bheda Tattva, very complicated, conception, how Shyam is never leaving Vrindavan, and at the same time he's there in Dwarka calling Radha's name. So then I had the answer to my question. How, when Krishna is on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he's saying Sarvadharman Prityaja, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Gurudev are saying surrender to Shyamasundar. Who's that Shyamasundar? This was the answer that Narayan Maharaj gave me. Through Madhav Maharaj. Madhav Maharaj explained it, and then Narayan Maharaj said, okay, you understand now? So, very complex, very complex. And talking about that Leela of Akrura, so when Akrura was starting to take Krishna from Vrindavan, then all the gopis, they grabbed Krishna's legs, they grabbed the wheels, they grabbed the horses. They were laying under the wheels. You can't go, you have to stay. And they declared at that point, you are our lover. You are our lover, and you cannot leave. Otherwise, what we will do, we will die. Up until that point, when they made this statement, it was only speculation of the inhabitants of Braj. Rumor. Gopis are with Krishna in the night. They had no evidence. Now they had the evidence. Now gopis declared it. You are our lover. What we will do if you go? So at that time, then Krishna says, look, you stay here. You stay here. And I will return. I promise you, I will return. Okay? So the gopis took it literally. Stay here means at Uddhav Kiri, at that spot where the chariot was, so they stayed in that spot. And they wouldn't move from that spot. Then, what happened? Krishna goes to Mathura. There he kills Kamsa, Chanura, Mustika, Kamsa, all these people. He kills them. Oh, Hare Krishna, Jai. It's not, yes. It's, huh? Yeah. Okay, now it is balanced. A little bit. Okay, so he goes to Mathura, he kills Kamsa, he kills Chanura, Mastika, Kuvalya Pida, all these different demoniac persons, kills them all. Then what he does? He liberates Devaki and Vasudev from the jail. So Devaki and Vasudev, they give so much affection to Krishna and Balaram. Then they request that we want to do the Janoi, because in Vedic culture, the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas get the thread. So Krishna had not gotten the thread while he was there with Nanda Maharaj. So now they wanted to give the thread. So they held the thread ceremony. Then after holding the thread ceremony, then they wanted him to get education, so they sent him to Ujjain, to Sandipani Muni. So there in Ujjain with the Sandipani Muni, he learned the 64 arts. Each 24-hour period, they learned one art completely, perfectly. So at the end of 64 days and nights, they learned all 64 arts. Now, Sandipani Muni had to get Guru Dakshin. So he knew these are not ordinary disciples. I can get a special Guru Dakshin from these disciples. So he asked them to go and retrieve his dead son, which they did. Now, Krishna returns to Mathura. So it was 64 days there, and some almost 30 days there before in Mathura. Now we're getting close to 90 days, because it takes 90 days for Krishna to return to Braj, but he doesn't return to Braj. When he gets to Mathura, there is Jarasandh waiting with 17 divisions of army to march on Mathura. So Krishna cannot leave Mathura. He has to take there and protect. So he tells Uddhava, Uddhava, you have to go. You go and you talk with them. So then Uddhava goes to talk with the gopis and with Radha. First he goes to talk with Nanda and Yashoda. Nanda is able to speak a little bit, but Yashoda cannot speak. She is just weeping, and her entire sari is saturated with tears. So she is not capable of speaking. So at that time, after Uddhava speaks with them, then he goes to see the gopis. And Radha is there, and she is in deep separation from Krishna. Srila Narayan Maharaj said that Krishna sent Uddhava there to learn from the school of the gopis, but they could not give him entrance. He was not qualified. In the discussion with Uddhava, at the end, Srimati Radharani asks, you please tell Krishna to come here. We don't want to dance with him or embrace him or anything. We just want him to be here, then we can cook for him, we can serve him. We just want to be in that mood, in that dasya bhav. Not that they are dasya ras, but dasya bhav of servitude. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says that this mood of Radharani at this juncture in the conversation with Uddhava is the mood of Mahaprabhu when he is in Puri. So, now Mahaprabhu, Krishna, one day he is in Dwarka. While he is in Dwarka, then Krishna becomes overwhelmed in separation from the gopis. And he faints there. And when he faints in overwhelming separation from the gopis, Narada Muni, of course, whenever something extraordinary happens, then Narada Muni comes. So Narada Muni is there, and Narada Muni comes, and Narada Muni sees him, and he is looking at Krishna lying there unconscious on the ground. At that time, Uddhava and Balaram come. Uddhava asks, what has happened? He said, Krishna is in such deep separation from gopis in Vrindavan, so he has fainted. So Balaram says, can't you do something to help him? Oh yes, I can do. I will play on my veena the songs of the gopis, and I will sing the gopis' names, and then immediately he will arise. Then why you don't do it? Because once I do that and he wakes up, then he will want to run to Vrindavan immediately. So someone has to go and inform everyone in Vrindavan that Krishna is coming. So there, Krishna, Balaram and Uddhava are looking at Narada, and they're shaking their heads, and he said, Uddhava, you should go. He said, I can't go. I already went. I promised Nanda and Yasoda and gopis that he would come. And when I came back, I kept asking him, oh, Krishna, when you are going? And Krishna said, yeah, I will go, but he didn't go. So, if I go there now and I tell them, oh, Krishna is coming, they say, yeah, we know, Uddhava, yeah. We know. You told us this before. But Krishna never came. Then, what happened? He asks Balaram. He said, Balaram, then you should go. So Balaram said, oh, I already went. I danced with the gopis, I did Ras Leela. I told them very soon Krishna is coming. I went to, Yasoda, Hare Krishna, Yasoda. I went to my brother, and I told him, Baya, why you don't go? They're all waiting for you there in Vrindavan. Yes, Baya, I will go. But he never went. So, if I go back there now and I tell them, oh, Krishna is coming, surely Krishna will come now, they say, yeah, Balaram, we know. You told us before that Krishna is coming, but now he has not come. So why I should believe you now that he is coming this time? So I don't believe you. So while this conversation was going on, they didn't know Subhadra is standing in the background. She's listening to all this conversation. And then she comes up. Yes, gopis will not believe you and Uddhava. They can never believe you because you are men. And men are crooked in the ways of love. They will only believe a woman. So I will go and I will tell gopis that Krishna is coming. They will believe me because they know that a woman would not cheat their hearts. So then Balaram says, okay, you can go, but you cannot go alone to Vrindavan. I have to go with you. So then what he does, he calls for the chariot, Subhadra's chariot and Balaram's chariot, and the two chariots come, and Balaram's chariot is first, and then Subhadra's chariot, and then the army, and they go to Vrindavan. So after they leave, this is the beginning of the Rath Yatra. Now the Rath Yatra has come Balaram's cart, Subhadra's cart, and the next will be Jagannath's cart. So then what happens? Narada tells to Uddhava, Uddhava, you should go to Daruka's house and tell Daruka to come and bring the chariot of Krishna with fresh horses. So he goes to get Daruka, and Daruka gets the chariot and the horses, and he comes after some time, he comes and brings the chariot and horses. Then he tells Uddhava, okay, now I can wake up Krishna out of the slumber, okay? So then he begins to sing the songs of gopis. Huh? And when Narada Muni sings and plays the veena, then very quickly Krishna jumps up. Huh? Where is Krishna? Where is Radha? Where is Radha? Where is Radha? Then he looks at Narada. Narada? You are here in Braj? Because he was dreaming like this, that he was in Braj. You are here in Braj? Then he looks and he sees Uddhava. Uddhava, you are also here in Braj? Everyone has gone to Braj? No, we are not in Braj. You are not in Braj. You are in Dwarka. You were unconscious. You were dreaming about Radha and gopis in Vrindavan. I just woke you up from this dream. He said, oh, I have to go now, I have to go now, I have to go immediately to Vrindavan. Yes, we know. That's why chariot is here. Everything is ready for you to go. You get on the chariot and you go. Meanwhile, by this time, Subhadra and Balaram already arrived. So Subhadra goes to Lalita and Vishaka and tells them, okay, Krishna is coming. Narada is waking him, and then he is going to come on his chariot immediately to Vrindavan. So they believe her. So Lalita calls to Rupa Manjari, and it says, now Krishna is coming very quickly. You go in the Kunj, Radha is there in the Kunj. She's lying unconscious in separation. You go there and you decorate that Kunj to receive Sri Krishna. You decorate it very nicely. So, Rupa Manjari said, okay, I will arrange. So then she calls Nayanamani Manjari and Nayanamani Manjari's assistant. These two come. And Nayanamani Manjari and her assistant decorate the Kunj. So this is the first Rath Yatra where Krishna is going to Braj, going to Gundicha, and to meet with Srimati Radhika. So, what happens? There are some things that Gaura Govinda Maharaj explained about this Leela. That because Nayanamani Manjari was involved in this first Rath Yatra, he takes his birth in Puri. And he receives the garland and the Mahaprasad of Jagannath for his first grains. And it is written in the Puranas that the Acharya of all the Sampradayas will be born there in Puri, in Kali Yuga. This is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. and his assistant. She started doing Rath Yatra when she was 8 years old. She had her first Rath Yatra card built, and she was bringing all of her friends on Rath Yatra, and then eventually she spread Rath Yatra all over the world, everywhere. So because these two persons were involved in this first Rath Yatra, they were involved in Rath Yatra and Puri from the beginning of their lives.
Are they understanding you? Because you kept saying she.
Huh?
Are they understanding you? Because you said she.
Yes. Who is she that I'm... Yes. They understand. Okay. So, then Krishna comes, finally. He enters into the Kunja to see Radha. Lalita begins singing the names of Krishna so that Radha will awaken. And the two of them make eye-to-eye contact, and Krishna goes into deep ecstasy, and his eyes become so big, and his limbs go in like this. And Radharani cries, and then Subhadra and Baladev go to see why Radharani is making such wailing noise, and they also see Krishna, and their eyes get big and their limbs come in. And so this is Jagannath Baladeva Subhadra. So this is first Rath Yatra. Okay, what time is it now?
12:32.
12:30.
So Maharaj, all the details about Lalita telling Rupa Manjari, that's all from Srila Gurudeva.
Yeah, it's from Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj.
Is it written anywhere?
It is written, it was written. He tells this story, and it was transcribed, and it was published in the World Vaishnava Association magazine. And Padmanabha Maharaj told me that they read this whole article to Srila Gurudev in Malaysia. And when he heard it, he was weeping profusely. And then Srila Gurudev said, now I can understand that he is in our Gan, he is in our group. Because it's a special group that's involved in all of this. So, why Srila Sridhar Maharaj told, they were so intimate, but he told him, you go there and get mantra to promote Pragyan Keshava Maharaj. You go and get there. You get in that group, that's your group. That is your group. You have to go there and get the mantra. So, there are different groups in the spiritual world. Gans, Gopi Gans, Manjari Gans. So, now I have been here for more than 1 week, and I have not been blessed to hear the transcendental sound vibration from the lotus lips of Srimati Shamarani. So I am ceding the last portion of this lecture.
I have no idea what you're saying.
I want to hear you speak something about the glories of Srimati Radharani. You please come and sit here. Come on, come on, come on. You have not been out here for a while, so they are all anxious.
Thank you for coming just at the right time. When we couldn't come. Agyanam Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Twadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Nama Yang Pravarjantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Taruva Juhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taruvo Banedus Tang Sarvabhu Tahridayam Muni Manatosmi Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Chiptasya Kamadi Tarangamadye Kripamayi Tvam Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavoy Vasmi Na Jivami Tam Bina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantike. First, I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev. That's so interesting what you said about Prabhupada. I can't believe it. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Stotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. And the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, to our Param Gurudevs Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and to all of his divine associates and all the assembled devotees and the assembled devotees Diksha Gurus who are my Shiksha Gurus. Now there's a lot. Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Bhagavad Maharaj, and Shri Indra Dumna Swami. And I think that's everybody. So Maharaj just beautifully gave us some meditation, some wonder about a different way to think about Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. And so it inspired me to speak about a different way to look at prasadam, how deep what we're doing in taking prasadam, since it is on the way to be offered now. When we learn this from Srila Gurudev's lectures on Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's prayers to Srimati Radhika. Do you need a translator? Can you translate? Oh, she can. Okay. You want to sit in between them? They sort of kind of understand English. Especially her daughter knows less. Okay. So, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is praying to Srimati Radhika to offer various services at the time of going to Nanda Bhavan to bring Bhoga to Krishna for offering and to serve her in various ways while she's taking prasadam. And so there are a few different timings. One is that in the evening, Srimati Radhika tells Rati Manjari, who in his sadhak form is this very same Raghunath Das Goswami, that I can't go this evening. I think if you go as my representative, it will be better than if I go. So there are 3 stages of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, which are also the 3 stages enacted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One is Antar Dasha, which means fully internal consciousness, where Raghunath Das Goswami forgets that he's Raghunath Das Goswami, and he's fully absorbed in his identity as Rati Manjari. And then there's Arjya Bahir Dasha, or half internal, half external, where he can't really function well in the material world. He's just basically weeping, and he's absorbed in the pastime that he lost. Lost means that he was thinking, he was absorbed that he was Tulsi or Rati Manjari serving directly. Then he lost that. Now he's crying on the bank of Radhakund. And then there's external consciousness where he can still feeling separation, but he can speak and he can write. So when he's absorbed, or when he's praying that will you or when will you engage me in that service of taking the boga to Mother Yasoda and giving it to her for offering to Krishna and his friends. So then when he's deeply, deeply in, like, I can't live any longer unless you engage me in that service. And Radharani sees that he can't live any longer. So she mercifully brings him in to that internal consciousness. And he's seeing himself as Tulsi Manjari. Just as a PS, Gurudev said, when you're at that stage, that you're praying for services with such deep grief and separation that you can't live any longer, then she takes us there. But she's questioning herself. Is he just saying that as rote memory, or does he really mean it? So because he actually felt that, I'm burning in a conflagration like a forest fire, and I'm about to burn up in it unless you give me your glance and engage me in that service. So then he sees himself in internal consciousness as Sri Tulsi Manjari or Rati Manjari, and Srimati Radhika, he's the head of the party. Gurudev said if Rupa Manjari was there, she would be the head of the party, but she's not there on that day. So Rati Manjari is the head of the party, and she's bringing a few other Manjaris with her. And Radhika's boga offering is put into small clay pots, and those are put into larger pots. And then the Sakis carry those pots on their head to Nanda Bhavan. And then when Mother Yasoda sees her, she, when Tulsi Manjari is bowing down, trying to put her pot down and then bow down to Mother Yasoda's lotus feet, Yasoda immediately picks her up and embraces her, smells her head, and sees that Radhika is there by Tulsi or Rati Manjari being there. And she says, how is my darling daughter Radhika? And then Rati Manjari says, she is okay, she's very good. And then she takes the boga and offers it, just like we have Shalagram Shila, those round stones of Radha Damodar and Giriraj Govardhan. So Mother Yasoda has a Lord Narayan Shila, who she offers her the boga to, and then meanwhile Krishna is coming back from herding the cows, telling the cows, dire dire, go slowly, nire nire, come and drink water, choo choo, now come back on the bank again. And then they're all coming back. And then Mother Yasoda does arti to Krishna by taking the lamp, like we take the lamp, and very carefully looking at the parts of Krishna's body to see if there are any scratch marks. And then she thinks, oh, those naughty boys, I told them not to play like that in the bushes, but they don't listen. They just drag Krishna into the bushes and he gets all these scratch marks. And then she takes her veil and wets it and then cleans off those places, wipes them, wets them, dries them. And then all the boys, the friends of Krishna, their mothers first love, embrace, and kiss Krishna, put Krishna on their laps, and then they take their own boys and bring the boys back home to take bath, and then come back to Krishna's palace to take dinner with him. So Rati Manjari meets with Mother Yasoda, who says, I can't see my darling Radhika as any different from Krishna. I love her as much as I love Krishna. And then they all go in the palace, and Mother Yasoda feeds all the bhoga to Krishna and his thousands and millions of friends. And then in her prayer, when he's in external consciousness, he prays that when, after I bring the bhoga and Krishna and his friends take the prasadam, when will Mother Yasoda give me not the direct remnants of Krishna, but from the general pot mixed with other preparations, and give me her love for you, Srimati Radhika. And then Dhanistha will sneak me some of the prasadam directly from Krishna's plate. And then I will bring all of that back and give that prasadam to you. And you will ask me, so, did you see Krishna taking prasadam and was he satisfied? Oh yes, I saw, but because all of his relatives there, I had to be a little back. And she explains how Krishna indicated to her where they would meet that night. And she said, so did Krishna enjoy it? Oh yes, he enjoyed it very much. Well, how do you know he enjoyed it? So then she looked into the eye. She said, I know. Rati Manjari just said, I know. But then Radhika looked in the eyes of Rati Manjari, and she saw how bright and happy her eyes were. And she could see in the eyes of Rati Manjari how Krishna so much enjoyed the prasadam. And then Radharani gave the prasadam to Lalita and Vishaka to distribute to all the Sakis. And then there's other prayers of going with Srimati Radhika in the morning to Nanda Bhavan. And at that time, of course, Krishna's standing midway between Yavat, the home of Radharani's mother-in-law, husband, so-called husband, who's just a shadow actually of Krishna, and her sister-in-law. So then on the way, Krishna's standing there, midway, and he's standing with his cows and friends. And before they got to that point, Lalita said, you know, that very naughty son of Nanda Baba is there in the distance, and he's going to do something mischievous, so let's go the other way. So Radhika said, who is this Krishna? My father is also the king of Braj, and let's see what he'll do. He can't do anything. So she insisted in going right past Krishna. So when she was a little bit distance away, Krishna took he was milking the cows, and he took the udder of the cow and squirted it right into Radharani's face. And everybody was laughing except for Radharani. Sakis were laughing too. So anyway, so then Radhika got to Nanda Bhavan, and Mother Yasoda embraced him. She said, this palace is yours, my home is yours. Take it and make whatever preparations you like. We have all these ingredients ready for you. So Radhika's cooking in the kitchen. In the evening, she cooks at her home in Yavat so many different kinds of sweets, like Amritakeli and other sweets and other preparations. But in the morning, she cooks at Nanda Bhavan. And how does she cook? Because Krishna he's unlimited, so he has an unlimited appetite. So she cooks thousands of preparations, all kinds of sweets and savories and milk products. And then she gives them to Rohini. As Maharaj mentioned, Rohini is the mother of Baladev. So she gives Rohini, who's in the kitchen with her, Mother Yasoda's there, Rohini, and Mother Yasoda and Rohini are serving out the preparations. So then when some preparations are gone or almost gone, she calls out to Radhika in the kitchen, so bring more of those. So in the meantime, Radhika's preparing puris. So she made more puris very quickly. You know how quickly she goes. You know that pastime of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. They didn't have any consciousness of eating because they were busy talking with each other at Tirakadamba about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So then Radharani hears that, and she gives Rupa Goswami some rice, some milk, some sugar to make sweet rice. Then she said, so you make it and then offer it to your deity and to your brother. She went away. Then she came back later, and they were so absorbed in their talking that they just kept talking. And so she decided, well, she'll make it. So she took and there it was cooked in 1 second, just by her going like that in her little stove. And so she cooks very quickly. So she's, her maidservants, like Tulsi Manjari, Rupa Manjari, who are there, they're supplying her with the spices and the ingredients, and she's running about all those thousands of stoves. Now, the afternoon before, when Krishna went one way and she had to go another way, they were having a pastime together at Suryakund, where Radharani was worshipping Suryadev, the sun god, and Krishna was there disguised as the priest saying all the mantras. And then he went back with his cowherd boys, and she was going back to Yavat. But she was feeling so much separation that on the way, like you've heard the expression, every moment is like millions of years. So she thought, what am I going to do? I'm going the opposite way. I can't see Krishna. I have to do something so that I can see Krishna. So she was wearing a pearl necklace, and she went like that on the pearls, and the pearls broke, and they fell all over the floor. So she bent down. She bent down on the floor and was picking up all the pearls. And her Sakis was saying, the pearls are too tiny, you'll never find them all. Yes, they're big, they're colorful, they're bright. I'll be able to see them all. So she was picking up the pearls, and at the same time, she was able to get a glance after glance at Krishna. And then Rati Manjari was behind her when she was going home. So Radharani took that as an excuse. Everything is an excuse to see Krishna or to remember the pastimes of Krishna. So she turned around at Rati Manjari, but of course Krishna was there in the distance says, come on, let's go. So now she's, in the morning, she's cooking on the stoves, thousands of stoves, all burning. And so the Sakis, the Manjaris, took off her heavy ornaments and heavy dresses, and now she's just in a light white dress. And then Rati Manjari would say to her, you know, when we gave you yesterday in the afternoon, when you came back to Yavat, and you were feeling so much heat of separation, we gave you camphor, sandalwood, very cooling lotus petals to lie down on. But all the petals and the paste, the camphor, it turned into hot dust in just a moment because of the heat from your body. And now we see that you're racing around on thousands of stoves and you're very cool, because she was so happy. So they were supplying all the ingredients and helping her with the cooking. And then she was making puris. Rohini and Yashoda said, so bring out the puris and put it on Krishna's plate. But even though they engage in such intimate amorous pastimes, now in front of the elders, she acted shy. No, I can't go there. She put down the pot and ran back into the kitchen. So now she's in the kitchen, and Krishna wanted to show her that these preparations are not that great. Of course, he was relishing them like anything, because the reason that Mother Yasoda was calling her to cook for Krishna in the first place was that Krishna didn't have much of an appetite. Like, you know, you take a little, and he didn't really absorb himself in the prasadam taking, even though Mother Yasoda would so much say, Baladev, his sika is much more big, long, and wide than yours. Don't you want to be strong like Baladev? And she would say so many things to get him to eat, but he didn't have an appetite, just picking at it. So she heard that Radharani had a boon, that Durvasa Muni was, she pleased Durvasa Muni, who was a very powerful yogi. And so he blessed her that whatever you cook will be more sweet than nectar. And whoever eats the foodstuffs that you prepare, no demon will be able to defeat him. He'll have a long life. He'll be very strong and beautiful. So knowing this, Mother Yasoda would continually call Radharani to her home to cook for Krishna. You can imagine Radharani's mother-in-law didn't like that. You wouldn't like that if your daughter-in-law was called to another man's house to cook for him. So why did I mention that? Right, because now you're very cool, although you were burning in separation. So then she dropped the pot, went into the kitchen. So now she's in the kitchen, and Krishna wants to play with her. So he wanted her to think that, did he not really like that preparation? Because he took a bite of it and then he put it on Sridham's plate. Sridham is Radharani's brother. And then of course Sridham relished it extensively. So then she's wondering, does he really not like it? Actually, he just wanted to give her the opportunity to taste his remnants as well. And so Dhanistha took some of those that he put down on his plate to bring to Radharani in the evening when she was back in Yavat. So then there was so many pastimes with the cowherd boys taking the prasadam. Sometimes Nanda Baba would feed Krishna, personally feed in his mouth, and Balaram, and sometimes Upananda or the other brothers of Nanda Baba would take the prasadam and put it in the mouths of Krishna and Balaram. sometimes they would joke, like, as you know, Krishna's coward friend, intimate coward friend, Madhumangal, he always played the part of a big glutton, always wanting to fill his belly. So this one time in the morning, everybody got sweet rice and so many different opulent preparations. And then Madhumangal said, this patient, Krishna, he doesn't have a very good digestive system. So just give all the sweets to me, and then I'll embrace him, and then he'll get strong that way. And then Madhumangal said, when he got a lot of preparation on his plate, he said, "Look, there's a crow by the window." So everybody started looking at the crow, and in the meantime, he put all of his food from his plate onto Krishna's plate and the other boy's plate. Then he said, "I ate it all, give me some more." So very beautiful pastimes of taking prasadam. So Raghunath Das Goswami is praying to participate in these pastimes of giving Krishna prasadam and then tasting Krishna's prasadam. So like just to jump to the evening for a second, then I'll close. When Radharani could understand from Rati Manjari that Krishna was enjoying that prasadam, she actually began to weep uncontrollably. She was so thrilled that Krishna enjoyed the prasadam. And when she's making the prasadam, because she's the embodiment of knowledge of past, present, and future, she was thinking in her mind how Krishna is enjoying that prasadam. And she's putting all of her love, what kind of love? Shringaras, love and Shringaras, or amorous love, into the making of the prasadam. And so when Krishna's taking the prasadam, he's taking actually the tasting also the amorous love of Radharani, and then putting that mood into his taking of the prasadam, and then she gets that back. So amazing mystical things happen. So I'll end there. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. What's happening with the offering? Almost ready to go on? Okay. Are there any questions for this panel here?
You spoke about two personalities that I was curious about, Rohini Mata and Subhadra Devi. I feel like they're connected to both Raj Leela and Dwarka Leela, and I just wanted to clarify one thing about Subhadra Devi. Is she the same sister that was born as a twin? No. And then, so like, what's her story, and maybe what's like her involvement in Raj Leela besides just being the messenger?
Do you want to answer? She is Subhadra, Krishna's sister, is different from the sister who was born at the same time as him, from the same womb of Mother Yasoda. That sister is Anuja, the younger sister of Krishna. She went into the womb first. When the Mother Yasoda got the seed of Krishna there in her womb from Nanda Baba, who said a mantra. So Krishna was born by mantra, as you know. He manifests by mantra. So first Yogamaya went in, because Yogamaya is the arranger of all the pastimes. Gurudev said if you take all the pastimes together and make a form out of it, that's Yogamaya. She's the pastime potency. So to facilitate the appearance of Krishna, she went in first. Whoever goes in first comes out last. Right? Who goes in the bus first comes out last. So she was the one who dictated to Vasudev, the half-father of Krishna, in the prison in Mathura to come and switch babies. You take the Krishna that was just born of Mother Yasoda, and you bring your daughter, the Yogamaya, who was born from bring that baby Krishna in Dwarka and trade for the daughter who was just born from Yasoda. No mention that Krishna was born from Yasoda at the same exact moment. Just as Yasoda received the seed of Krishna by mantra, not by the usual material way. Similarly, Devaki received that from the heart of Vasudeva. So Krishna, the baby who was in Mathura, who is the expansion of the baby that was that came from Jashoda. And then he dictated, switch. There's a newborn baby girl born from Mother Yasoda. Bring her here and bring me there so that I can be protected. So then Vasudeva came to the maternity ward of Mother Yasoda, but he didn't see the original Krishna there. He was carrying the expansion of Krishna. He saw nothing. He only saw the baby girl, Yogamaya. And she said, come on. I mean, you can imagine he would be hesitating. That I'm going to kill my friend's daughter now to save my son? She said, do it. So, because she's the controller of everybody. So he put down the baby boy from Mathura, and he merged into the baby boy who was there that he didn't see. And he took Yogamaya, brought her back to Mathura. Kamsa took the baby girl, smashed her against the rock. She turned into Durga, Mahamaya. And you know the story. She said, the boy who would kill you is already born elsewhere. So anyway, so that's Yogamaya of Braj. Then you were asking about the connection with Subhadra. Subhadra is Maha Lakshmi. She's the expansion of Yogamaya. As Yogamaya controls everything in Vrindavan, so Subhadra does in Dwarka. And Subhadra married Balaram, right? Who'd she marry? Arjuna, right. So there's no connection really in that case with Rohini, the mother of Balaram, and Subhadra, like that. Except that Rohini is also the wife of Vasudeva, but he sent her away to Braj to protect her because he and Devaki were actually being kicked by the boot of Kamsa and tortured and kept in iron chains. So before Devaki was impregnated for Baladev, Rohini was. And so then Baladev, so many names and people, Baladev went into the womb of Devaki after he was in the womb of Rohini for already so many months. So then there was a supposed miscarriage at 6 point something months where they thought it was a miscarriage, but actually he merged into the body of the original Balaram. Even though Rohini was the wife of Vasudeva, she's really a Brijbasi. And so Baladev was born was in her womb in Vrindavan, and then the expansion of Baladev, who was in Devaki's womb, merged in with the original. Then, to make, Maharaj is just saying he's called Sankushan, which means that he was drawn or attracted to the womb of Rohini. To make matters more complicated, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Nityananda, Baladev appeared as Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya's older brother, Visvarup, is the expansion of Nityananda Prabhu. And when he left his body, he took sannyas, then he left his body at Pandharpur, then he merged into the whole Nityananda. So that's all the relationships there. Subhadra Devi's mother is Devaki, born after Krishna. Yes.
Oh yeah. He wrote the Oriya Bhagavat, yeah.
Atibadi Jagannath Das is considered to be one of the 14 Appa Sampradayas. And I was reading an article all about the Appa Sampradayas, but I also know that Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj really loved his Srimad Bhagavatam, and he would often recite this Govinda, 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 Padarenu, something, something, something. And he would recite in his Harikatha, he would pull from the Oriya Bhagavat. And it's very controversial because I lived in Orissa for many years. And according to the Oriya Vaishnavas, they say that Atibadi Jagannath as well as the Panchasakha were great devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and very close to him. So it seems to be that there's this kind of Bengali Oriya divide, and I wanted to know how to understand this.
So there was 5 devotees, Panchasakha, and Jagannath, Achyutananda, Baladev, and who was the other ones? Jagannath, Baladev, Achyutananda. Huh? I'd forgotten the last 2. Sant Achyutananda, he wrote a book called Bhavishya. And in that book, he tells about the future of Orissa. And he wrote that there would be a tidal wave that would come and inundate Jagannath Puri, and then a new temple would be built where all the people of the world would go. He also wrote about the vulture sitting on the chakra of Lord Jagannath's temple, which happened. They've seen that. And there was some other things. He told that foreign Vaishnavas would live near the Kandagiri hills. So where our temple, Guru Prabhupada's temple, was 7 miles from the Kandagiri hills. So foreign devotees lived there in that temple. So he predicted some things. Jagannath's Bhagavat is very revered in Orissa, because he came out, he was in that time, you have to understand what was going on. All the scriptures were in Sanskrit. So the general public, if they were educated to read and write in their own language, that was considered very educated. But to be educated in Sanskrit, only the Brahmins were educated in that. So if they wanted to hear this Ramayana or the Bhagavad, they had to go to a Pandit, and the Brahmin Pandit would read to them from the book. And of course there was no recording device or anything, so they would just read and they would hear it, and then they would pay him money to do this. You had to pay him something. So Tulsidas was the first one to translate Ramayana into Hindi for all the public. And it was very big transformation that happened then when Tulsidas did that. And at around the same time, Jagannath Das wrote the Oriya Bhagavad, which was a very, and this Oriya Bhagavad is revered in every single village of Orissa. There's what's called a Bhagavad Stali. It's a hut, and inside that hut there's an altar, and on the altar is the Bhagavad. And every morning the senior persons from the village, who was Gaur Govinda Maharaj's father, would read verses from that Bhagavatam every day. Yeah, everything is rhyming, yes. And Gaur Govinda Maharaj had completely memorized the 10th canto of Bhagavad in Oriya. So when he had the disease in his bones and he was unconscious, they took him to the Orissan hospital in Bhubaneswar, and they performed the surgery. They put him under, the way they put Gurudev under. When they put Gurudev under to do the open heart surgery, the entire time he was chanting Hare Krishna. And all the doctors took initiation from Gurudev after that, because they thought, we know what it means to be under anesthesia. So similarly, when Gaur Govinda was under anesthesia, the entire time he was reciting the 10th canto of Oriya Bhagavad by Jagannath Das. And they knew it because they heard it as children. They were all Orissan doctors. And they knew it, so they heard it as children. So they were like, okay. This person is under anesthesia and he's reciting Bhagavad. Yeah. So, yeah. And Balaram Das is even more controversial. The most controversial is Balaram Das. He would go every day, Balaram Das, to see Lord Jagannath every day. But he didn't follow any rules. He was very addicted to prostitutes. But every day he would go and lie on the floor and cry and weep in front of Lord Jagannath. He had so much affection for Lord Jagannath. So on the morning of the Rath Yatra one time, the horns were blowing and everything, you know, the conchas, and then they're starting the Rath Yatra, and he was still lying in the bed with the prostitute. So he became so upset, he jumped up, he didn't take bath, he just put on his clothes, and he ran to the Rath Yatra. And he goes to get on the cart, and they throw him off, because they know, you filthy animal, you can't come on there, it's this cart, you have been with the prostitutes, get out, and they threw him off. The cart stopped, and the cart wouldn't move. For days, the cart didn't move. They brought elephants, they brought everyone. Finally, Lord Jagannath went to the king, to the head priest, and he said, you threw my devotee Balaram off the cart. You let Balaram on this cart, and when Balaram comes on the cart and embraces me, then I'll move. Apichet Sudaracharo. Don't judge the devotees.
So for Jagannath Das specifically, when we hear, oh, Atibadi Sampradaya is an Appa Sampradaya,
Yeah.
how do we reconcile that?
his. I know. So, you know, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was trying to clean up this mess of Apasampradayas. And I had some discussions with Gaur Govinda Maharaj about the Jagannath Bhagavad. And he told me there's some errors in the translation. He said, but it is so revered everywhere in this country, in Orissa. He said, I cannot speak against it ever. So I never speak like this, that there is some mistake in Jagannath's Bhagavad, because they will stone me. So, yeah, something like that, yeah. And changed some of the verses a little bit in order to make the poetry. But you get an idea of how sacred this text is in the hearts and minds of the people of Orissa.
Every time I hear pastimes about Jagannath and Puri, I feel like he just has his own rules.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone else can have their own, but Jagannath has his own rules.
There's a story about this where Ramanujacharya comes and he watches all the worship and he goes to his room and he's writing down all the mistakes they're making with the worship. He writes it all out, you know. Then he goes to bed. And in this, while he's sleeping, Jagannath comes to him in a dream. He said, leave my devotees alone. Don't instruct them how to do puja. And then when he wakes up in the morning, he's not in Puri anymore. He's in Sri Rangam.
What about the one of Pundarik Vidyanidhi
And
and the
Pundarik
starch?
Vidyanidhi.
Can you tell that one?
It's Pundarik Vidyanidhi. I want starched and unstarched cloth.
Yeah, the Pujari put on starched cloth and he
Starched cloth.
criticized him because it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
And so then in a dream, Jagannath came and slapped him in the face for criticizing his devotee.
And I was getting some physiotherapy from one Orissan devotee, you know, a Jagannath Bhakta in Orissa. He lived near the Gaudiya Math temple, Gurudev's temple. So he was doing this physiotherapy on me, helping me with my body. So he told me the story. He said, you know, I used to be the gymnastics champion here in Orissa. He said, and then I was doing on the bar, and the bar broke, and I fell on my back, and I became completely paralyzed. He said, and then I was in the wheelchair, so I told my son, bring me to the temple. And I went in the temple and I started yelling, hey, what you are doing? You're supposed to be my father, and you put me in this condition? What kind of father does this to his son? Fix me. He said, and the next day I woke up, the paralyzation was gone. This is the kind of relationship these people have with Lord Jagannath. Very, very different relationship. So Gaur Govinda told me, he confirmed that there's mistakes in the Oriya Bhagavad. He was totally dedicated to Prabhupada's books. But he said, I can't speak these words. There's something wrong with Jagannath's Bhagavad. Because it's considered completely sacred. You know, it's a tradition there.
Like Ras Vichar and Tattva Vichar.
Yeah, something like that. But that story about him reciting 10th canto of Jagannath's Bhagavad while he's under anesthesia is amazing.
How about kirtan? How about a kirtan?
Yeah, kirtan. Let them do kirtan.
What's happening with the offering?
She's making the plate.
Okay. Thank you, Maharaj. Thanks for the whole week. When are you leaving?
Tomorrow,
What time?
to New York.
What time? So the devotees could accompany you.
At the airport around 9.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Govinda, Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda, Govinda Radhe. और रूप को स्वामी प्राण दाना है, रूप को स्वामी, और रूप को स्वामी प्राण दाना है। जय राधा गोविंद, गोविंद राधे। ओ जय राधा दामोदर, राधा दामोदर राधे। ओ जीव गोस्वामी प्राण दान है, जीव गोस्वामी प्राण दान है। ओ जीव गोस्वामी प्राण दान है, जीव गोस्वामी प्राण दान है। जय राधा दामोदर राधा, दामोदर राधे जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे ओ सनातनिर प्राणधन है सनातनिर प्राणधन है ओ जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे ओ मधु पंडित प्राणधन है मधु पंडित प्राणधन है मधु पंडित प्राणधन है ओ मधु पंडित प्राणधन अजय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे अजय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे ओ श्यामानंद प्राणधन है श्यामानंद प्राणधन है श्यामानंद अजय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा रमन राधा रमन राधे जय राधा रमन राधा रमन राधे ओ गोपाल भट्टर प्राणधन है गोपाल भट्टर प्राणधन है गोपाल ओ गोपाल भट्टर प्राणधन है गोपाल भट्टर प्राणधन है जय राधा गोकुल नंद राधा गोकुल नंद राधे लोकनाथ प्राणधन है लोकनाथ प्राणधन है जय राधा गोकुल नंदन राधा गोकुल नंदन राधे जय राधा गंधर्विका गिरिधारी गिरिधारी राधे जय गंधर्विका गिरिधारी ओ जय गंधर्विका गिरिधारी गंधर्विका गिरिधारी राधे गंधर्विका गिरिधारी प्रभुपादेर प्राणधन है प्रभुपादेर प्राणधन है जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे ओ जया देवीर प्रांदन है, जया देवीर प्रांदन है, जया देवीर प्रांदन जया राधा माधव, राधा माधव राधे, जया राधा विनोद बिहारी, राधा विनोद बिहारी राधे, ओ केशव गोस्वामी प्राणधन है, केशव गोस्वामी प्राणधन है, केशव गोस्वामी प्राण जया राधा, राधा विनोद बिहारी राधे, जया राधा जया राधा रमन बिहारी, राधा रमन बिहारी राधे, ओ गुरुदेवेर प्राणधन है, गुरुदेवेर प्राणधन है, गुरुदेवेर प्राणधन, गुरुदेवेर प्राणधन है, जया राधा रमन बिहारी, राधा रमन बिहारी राधे, ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, बोलो कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, ओ राम राम हरे हरे, ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, ओ हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, ओ कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, ओ राम राम हरे हरे, ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, ओ हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल, ओ निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल, ओ निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे बोल। Sripad Bhagavat Maharaj ki jai. All glories to his transcendental Bhagavad Gita Katha ki jai. Srimati Shyamalani Didi ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanand.
Hare Krishna.